Hello, my name is Victoria Rinker. This is not going to be like my typical lesson plan that I normally do. I just got my wisdom teeth removed yesterday, so it may be pretty hard to understand me. I have a PowerPoint for this exact same lesson plan, which I recorded 2 days ago before I got my wisdom teeth removed, but it's not exactly fitting to the Madeline Hunter lesson plan, so I'm trying to make a video over it to go more in depth. As if I had an actual student. This one I have online right here is for virtual students. Also, I just moved into my new apartment, so I do not have a lot of materials, and because of my wisdom tooth surgery, I haven't been able to get out. So, we're making do with what I have. On to the video. Good morning, class. It's just a student. I would meet with this student one-on-one. His name is Aiden. He's a beginner ELL. So that means I have to have specific accommodations for him. So like I said, pre-teaching. So this is what I would have for him for pre-teaching. Except it would be printed out, but I don't have a printer nor paper. But it would have like a bunch of cool pictures relating to his culture, such as landforms with weathering. Let's say he's from like Puerto Rico, because you're part Puerto Rican. Hurts to smile. So those would be some of his pictures, and of course I would like to have some discussions between people in his group, but it's just him right now. So I just want you to connect with the lesson and the pre-teaching. Onto the word wall. Of course, this would be a physical word wall, but this is what I have here online. For him, because he's a beginner ELL, this would be like his paper with his word wall for the week. It would have his words in his native language and the definitions in his native language, so that when I'm in my actual lesson, he'll be looking through and he'll be like, oh, I recognize that word. Oh, that's what this is. And there will also be pictures in it. So like, let's say this dryer is like of a delta or something. Anyways, on to the actual lesson. I will have a virtual reality field trip for all of my students. The virtual reality field trip will be my teaching that I will do for the students, and I'll explain to them. So the wind is how the sand dunes are created. Here, look at this, and then I will move on to my group activities. And for this, I don't have sand, but I would use sand, and this will be my sand dune project to teach kids that wind is what makes sand dunes. Sorry, that is one of our... Sorry. You're good. So for example, here you go. Also, let's say this is another paper. This would all be in his native language for the instructions on this, because he can read in his native language. So let's say that your instructions are exactly the same as the rest of your classmates. So you would use wind to help create... Oh gosh. You can... And that would create a sand dune, normally with sand. But we don't have sand, so we can't do that. Anyways, and then moving on to our independent activity, my beginner ELL student, while the rest of my students have something relating to creating a story, he will also have something relating to his story. And he would have actual pictures, not my really horrible drawing of pictures. And here you go. I'll give them to you. Again, your instructions will be in your native language. And I'll have you look at these, and you have to tell me, based on what you've learned throughout today, what order you would put this in: before, during, and it's in your hair, and after, so like the finished product. Again, this would be in your native language, so put it in the correct order, which you think it is, and it's creating a story. So here's a river. Here's the river carving out through the rock. And here's our canyon. Again, I know my scribbles are horrible. Does that make sense? Here, create your story using the pictures before, during, and after. Great job. And then their reward will be brownie points, which they can use towards an external reward or just knowing that they did a good job for the day internally as a reward. So, like I said, I will also attach my slideshow just in case any of this didn't make any sense. Thank you, Aiden.